You got it?
Hey, I think we are live, despite having to rebuild the
Yay!
entire OBS at the last minute. But I think we're live. We are alive. Yes, yes,
We are
yes. It
live.
works. All right, let me just quickly make a small post and let people know that we actually managed to fix it.
We got there.
There we go. Okay, my deepest apologies for this slightly slow start today. My other computer that had all the OBS stuff nicely set up on it decided, hey, we're gonna die today, so I rebuilt everything last second on the other computer, and so we are now alive. Also, new mic, so hopefully we will not be having audio problems anymore. We have fixed quite a bit of this stuff. So here we are. As you guys, yes, we are going to be having a little bit of Tales of the Outer Rim, so TOTOR tonight. Fair reminder that if you do like what we do here today, we do have some other shows. So Tuesdays is us, obviously, but on Mondays now we have, because the schedule has changed, just one second. Yes, so Mondays now we have Destiny Forge. It is back. It has gone off its hiatus. We are functional. We do have Tricorn Isles now that are running on Thursdays. And I believe, yes, it is alternating now with the Mass Effect show. The Saturday shows, Wayward Wanderers and Behold Lore, are the same, along with Withered Waste. That hasn't changed. It's still alternating on Saturdays. So on that note, we are actually functional. We are good to go. The schedule is back. Everything is good. Crisis averted. So, we did manage, thankfully.
Yay!
So I am...
We averted one crisis today.
Yes, we're gonna... I'm gonna get off my adrenaline now, and we're gonna get to have a little bit of fun with everybody. So... that being said, we are good to go. If you guys remember, we ended a little bit on a cliffhanger the last time, right? There's a few things that happened here.
I didn't do it!
And, well, you partially did it, actually, Mibble, if you remember. As,
Hey, I passed my stealth roll.
oh, no, your stealth roll was A-okay. If you guys remember, you guys chased that last Trandoshan, right, straight into this room that was filled with, explosives, and potentially some narcotics. And, when you guys chased... And when you guys chased them into that room, Mibble decided, hey, we're going to prevent this guy from escaping, and we're going to lock the door. If you remember. Which had an unforeseen byproduct of a consequence here, because unfortunately, well, when that happened, the Trandoshan set off some form of a trap in the room, which filled it with sleeping gas.
How would he know I locked the door? Huh?
I'm not saying he knows. He was just going to do that regardless. You just made it a little harder.
So it's
for your
not my
friends.
fault.
No, you just made it a little hard for your friends to get out of there. But yes, so silliness aside, that being said, as a result, you guys did end up in that situation, and we ended with you guys hearing the sound of heavy boots thumping on the plasteel, right, floors of this building, as another 6 of those Trandoshan warriors walked in, followed by a very deep, baritone of a laugh that sounded something like, whoa, oh, oh. And that's where we had ended last session. So, jump 2 weeks later to today, and this is where we're going to take up the situation. So, Yes, thank you, by the way, Azrin. I really, really appreciate the tech support. Same to you, Fox. Same to you, Zoro. You guys were all champs. You basically saved tonight, so I owe you a big thank you to everybody. May the Force be with all three of you. You kind of saved the stream tonight, so big thank you. Means a lot to me. So that being said, yes, this is where we're going to pick up today, where you guys are going to see... Fitting through the door, oddly enough, what can only be described as a hover sleigh. And stretched on that hover sleigh is what you would call, well, a fat, disgusting, sweaty abomination of an alien. And you guys have, yes, and you guys have all seen what Jabba the Hutt looks like. So hey, guess what? You got a hut on a hover sleigh. Yes, not the Space Santa you deserved, nor the Space Santa that you really wanted. Just one of those horrifying Space Santas you wish you never run into in a dark alley, or anywhere really. And like I said, this hover sleigh is built extra thin here, extra slim, as it just cruises in, right, silently into the room here. And the hut that's sitting upon it, you guys can tell, actually, if either of you guys have any form of knowledge about huts, you guys can tell this guy is probably fairly young. And the reason why you can tell this is because he has, well, he's not that fat. And that's a thing with hut culture. The older you are, the richer you are, the bigger you get, the fatter you get, the more imposing you get. And that's a direct correlation to hut culture to your degree of success. And this guy's fairly thin. And... right, Craig, he's on Weight Watchers, exactly. Anyway, so that being said, the hut hovers in on his hover sleigh. You're flanked by, like I said, these this group of Trandoshan warriors here, and he looks at you guys. Well, you guys at Mibble, because the door's shut otherwise, and he does this thing, right, that a hut that is still young and mobile is capable of doing, where he kind of arches his upper body, almost like a caterpillar would, if that gives you guys a little bit of a mental image, right? And kind of just cranes his upper body over the edge of the hover sleigh. And you now have this massive face with two red, yellowish, orange, bulbous eyes just peering down at you, Mibble. And the mouth on this thing is about as big as your body. Like, you look like a snack to this guy.
Yeah, Mipple is just gonna like put his hands up and say, and nervously laugh like, "Hey guys, how's it going?"
And he laughs a little bit and he says, "Is this the tasty treat that has managed to fell oh so many of my brave Trandoshan warriors?"
No. I think there's a mistake here.
And when he says tasty treat, you can imagine, like, you know he means it literally. You are literally, as far as he is concerned, something he will put in his mouth and crunch down and eat. Azrin, he only has 4 chins, exactly. So, and I mean, like I said, for a hut, this guy's thin and he looks hungry, so... He's yeah, there's a little bit of a threat, you know, unsaid threat here that's kind of looming as you tell him that, you know, you weren't responsible. And he pauses for a second, almost like he's processing the information, right? And he takes a deep breath, you know, you can hear all the mucus just rasping at the back of his throat when he does so. It's like, you know, it sounds like somebody who's got like a really bad cold. And then he just booms out in laughter. He says, "Well, if it wasn't you, little one, who was it? Do tell." "No secrets here, yes. After all," he expands his chubby little nubs of a hut arms. This is my warehouse.
Oh, it's your warehouse. I'm sorry. I must have mistaken it for somebody else's. And he nervously sort of like backs up to the door and gives it a bit of a kick, trying to see if he can. He unlocks it with his bell like that, and sees if he can get to the open.
So you said you actually go to the door and you try to unlock it, correct?
Well, he backs up to the door and kicks it.
Okay, but you actually, like, remember, you actually, like, hacked the door locked.
It was a tech skill.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So,
So by kicking it, he's trying to undo the tech spell.
yes. So, remember, this is, you know, Star Wars, though, right? So, a Force user, sure, might be able to use the Force to force something to move or open, but here, I mean, you're a rabbit. You just kick the door. All we hear is bong as you know, kick
But
the
also,
door.
I have no idea what's going on inside there, so...
And much to your dismay, there's no noise coming from the inside right now. At least not yet.
Yeah,
So, exactly, as he's looking at you here, and you hear his deep voice as he looks at you and he goes, "Well then, is something wrong with my door? Did you do this?"
What? Me? No. See, I'm an engineer. I fix things.
Then perhaps you can fix this door before my already thin patience turns out malnourished.
Sure thing. He turns around to the panel. And fiddles with it.
Okay, can you give me the... Well, I think this, since it was your hack, your power, I think all you just need is really just to, like, put in whatever code you decided for the door, and it will open here.
Yeah, pretty much.
And so, at that point, the door will hiss open, and as it hisses open, you can hear, like, air scrubbers quickly trying to ventilate the room, right? It sounds a little bit like one of those, like, labs that handle toxic, chemicals, just kind of venting as fast as possible. Can you roll me a quick little constitution check, please?
Constitution. That is gonna be a 17.
So, some of the fumes do escape, but hardy little bunny that you are, you actually manage not to, not to have too much of an issue here, and you don't end up passing out from opening the door or feeling too nauseous or too disabled here. And as that green gas just kind of gets, vented out, this gray-green gas kind of gets vented out of the room, you'll see both your companions and the Trandoshan they were pursuing laid out flat on the ground, just knocked out.
Mibble sort of curses under his breath, low enough for no one to hear.
And on that note, he will actually motion to the Trandoshans and he'll say, "Bring them out. Let's see the face of these little thieves that walked into my warehouse." And on that note, those 6 guys, 2 of them are going to stay behind to prevent anybody from escaping. The other 4 will run in and grab both, Orta here and Davi and drag them back into the main room next to you here. And at this point, as you guys do end up in contact with clean air for a change. Clean air. I mean, we're on Corellia, so I mean that's a debatable fact in and of itself. But as you guys
Non-drugged air.
exactly,
Definitely not on the planet.
not exactly true. But as you guys are exactly exposed to non-narcotic air, you will feel yourselves kind of bubble back to consciousness, awakening to this scene of being surrounded by 6 Trandoshan warriors in a fairly thin hut on a hover sleigh. And let's just say that it's a bit of an uncomfortable awakening as you hear this booming voice, right? And it's a little bit like, imagine, your parents waking you up after you just came back from your first hangover ever. If that gives you a bit of an idea. There is no pity in that voice. It is booming as loud as it can go. And you hear this baritone voice going, "Well then, wake up, my dear little thieves. Let's see what you have to say for yourself after killing so many of my brave warriors for hire." So that's either you or Tam. Or Tam.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how Orto would respond. I don't think he would respond. He's still buffering.
Davi's gonna sit up, rub her head a little as she kind of scans around her for a moment, trying to get her bearings. Just kind of do the head cock, confused dog look.
Right. I mean, again, you're face to face with this repugnant, overweight, dripping with sweat,
Slug.
bulgy, red-eyed, straight out of a horror movie slug, for lack of better terminology. And oh, right, reminder, since you have foresight, right?
Yep.
This thing looks beet red, but it's not dense. So the color looks washed out, but it's beet red.
Small frown at that as she takes in that information as she's just waking up and hasn't really controlled her facial expressions yet. She will look at him and be like, "I'm sorry, what did you call us? Didn't know thieves could steal something that someone else stole." I don't think that's how that works.
You hear his laugh well up in his chest as he booms out in laughter once more. That deep He even kind of like smacks one of the Trandoshans next to him, laughing like he's having a laughing fit at this point. A little bit like Jabba with 3PO, if that gives you a bit of an idea here in Return of the Jedi. And he is booming in laughter here. He's having the time of his life with you guys. As he kind of looks back and goes, "Well, this is my warehouse. Why would you have come here and killed my men if not to seize something that does not belong to you? And as he says he does the whole, again, caterpillar thing where his head and upper body kind of like uncomfortably stretch so that he gets closer to your face.
I'm sorry, but you have nothing that I desire. I feel like you're awfully full of yourself right now.
So... he's gonna turn to Orta and to the rabbit at this point, right? To the Kushiban, and he's gonna kind of let out a small of frustration as he looks at the other two. And he goes, "Clearly, this one is dysfunctional. How about you? Who are you? Why are you in my warehouse, little thieves?"
Well, like she said, we are not thieves. We want none of your goods.
Oh, so you're killing my men for sport,
We were told that these are stolen goods. And as such, simply trying to do the right thing.
And the right thing would be what in this matter? Murder people?
Prevent further harm from coming to the people of this planet. And I made a considered effort to avoid lethal force.
Oh, you see him kind of hesitate for a minute, as it's almost like the idea of you guys leaving these guys alive never even, like, came to his mind.
Technically, they are tied up.
Oh, no,
Except for
no,
the one that-
100%. He just didn't check. He assumed you guys killed them. He didn't
Except
bother
for
checking.
the one that
Usually-
tripped his own trap.
Well, here's the thing, right? Huts, on average, are crime lords. They don't expect people to disable their manpower without killing them. Especially if you're assaulting one of their, smuggled goods
Properties.
warehouses. And so his initial response was, "Oh, you guys killed my men, and you're here to steal my goods." Which you guys right now have just, Orta has just said, no, that's not what we did, and we didn't actually kill anyone. So at that point, he has a moment where you can see him visibly hesitate. Like, his whole body kind of stutters a little bit mid, like, caterpillar crane motion. He's like, he has
I
this
gave
little-
him whiplash, let's go.
a little bit of a whiplash here as he kind of rapidly kind of pulls his entire upper body back onto his hover sleigh, kind of making the damn thing turn fairly quickly as it kind of zips towards one of the nearby guards, as he kind of peers over the edge once more and goes, "Huh. Alive? Well, not for long after failing me." And then he once more whips the hover sleigh back around towards you, and he says, "Well then, if you're not here to kill my men, making me do the work myself, may I add, and you're not here to steal my goods, then what are you doing here, And at this point, he's asking this to Mibble, and he punctuates his sentence with a little snack.
I'm just a simple engineer. I just fix things as they come broken to me. Sorry.
And you came here because I don't remember letting an engineer come into my warehouse. I'd remember a tasty morsel. Actually, I don't think you would have made it this far. Again, the implication that you would have ended up in his belly.
Well, for one, you do have the lights that flicker on and off. That can't be very good for your eyes. I mean, look at the state of this place. It probably needs a lot of rework.
Seeing how you guys have been kind of spinning your wheels at this point, and he's not really getting the answers that he wants, right? He's going to tilt his head, kind of look at each of you in turn, and he's going to say, "Well, I'll make this very simple to you all." And he raises a hand as all 6 of the Trandoshans kind of point their guns at all of you. "Would you all be so kind as to tell me then what you're doing in my warehouse?" I'm trying not to get too loud, but he bellows out the last few words here. As I hope I'm not nuking the microphone.
No, this microphone's handling it quite well.
It's new. I'd
Yeah.
rather not kill it.
Why is there a sneaking temptation to say taking a stroll?
I mean,
I'm going for a walk.
you do you.
There we go. I do believe my companion here has answered your question. We were told there were stolen goods, and we're trying to prevent further harm from coming and doing
So
the right thing.
he's gonna look at you guys and he's gonna say, "No, this warehouse belongs to me, and I assure you, the goods within it, equally so."
Are you sure one of your men's not trying to run a side hustle under your nose?
He tilts his head to the side.
So if you're saying you don't have stolen goods, but we have reports of stolen goods in this warehouse,
He kind of looks at
kind of
you.
shrugs.
He kind of looks at you and he goes, "No, illegal as though they may be, they quite belong to me."
And you're aware of every item in this warehouse.
Quite
So
so.
down to every detail.
He pulls a data pad out of a fold in his skin somewhere. You don't want to know where. And you know, kind of
A little
like
slimy.
ye old video game characters, you know, that just kind of pull the sword out of thin air from behind their back. He does kind of the same thing, just from one of his, like, you know, waist folds.
His handy pockets, yep.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As he pulls out one of those, you know, slimy data pads here, he kind of shakes it loose of the slime or the sweat or whatever. You don't even want to know what substance is accumulated on that thing. And he hands it and he holds it up in front of you, scrolling very briefly, and you can see it's a list. What appears to be a list of freight. And then
I'm
he's
more
just
looking
gonna... Yeah, you can't see.
skeptically.
But
No.
the other two can see that. As he puts the datapad back, you know, somewhere in his folds. And he goes, "Well, now what do you have to say for yourself before I end your miserable existences?"
One, I know you were moving, but I have no idea what you're doing as I'm blind. Secondly, I mean, I'm assuming it's something to do with my statement about everything in this warehouse.
Oh,
Sure, your men reported everything they brought into this warehouse.
a blind thief. How novel. Maybe I'll keep this one for my curios. Tell me, little friends. Tell your friend, tell your co-conspirator, what you've seen upon this datapad of mine.
Who is he talking to?
Both you and Orta. He's basically saying, tell your friend what you saw on the datapad.
Tell the blind person what you saw.
Basically.
Would you mind if I take the data pad for a second then?
Very much so. But he will hold it back in front of you and quickly scroll through it, as you will be seeing a list of basically smuggled goods. Specialty items, if you could call it that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming you're gonna probably transfer, relay that information one way or another to Davi, correct?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And so upon that being
Um,
relayed, she's going to go, I mean, if you have electronic records, those are easily forged. When was the last time you did a physical inventory of what was in this warehouse? How do you know it matches to your records? How do you know your men didn't bring something in here that you are unaware of?
Can you do me a huge favor here? Roll me a persuasion check.
What I was looking for. Give me just a second, because I'm holding the baby.
Oh yeah, take your time.
Come on. Don't know where that went. There it is. Um, my persuasion. There it is. That's going to be a 21.
So he's going to look at you and he's going to slowly shake his head and go, I very much doubt my men would like to die. They know better.
They might know better, but some people believe they get comfortable and suddenly believe that they can get away with stuff. I
So-
mean, the threat of death is only there if they get caught.
So he catches on what you're hinting at this point. It's like he was a bit slow on the trigger, but he does click here, and he looks and he says, well then, am I to understand you've been sent here by someone?
Now, we wouldn't be doing our jobs very well if we answered that question.
Well, you're not going to be living your life very well if you don't. And you can tell he's serious. The sixth Randoshans have guns pointed at you at this point.
Mibble's gonna sort of take a glance at the other two and, like, give a look like, how ready are you two are ready to fight still?
I mean, presumably that was nothing more than like a forced rest. So Orta's just like worse for wear through and through.
Navi seems okay. And actually, with that force, the persuasion and talking the way out doesn't seem to be doing much.
Okay, so Mibble's gonna make note of where the exit is. I'm guessing that you two can see obscured vision, right?
You know, Davi can.
Davi can. I have dark vision, but that's about it.
Okay. So Mibble sort of like backs up a little bit and sort of quickly puts his hand in his pocket and smoke cloud. And I am landing it right in front of this guy.
Okay.
So, 20-foot radius of cloud and dust.
Which was that big circle that we had the last time.
Yes.
And you see, right, I'm gonna make a real big circle there just for you. There we go. But you see, right, you throw up this huge, almost like smoke cloud, right? And you just hear this like roar of frustration. And then all of a sudden you hear the similar noise you heard in the other room as the smoke starts to get cleared very, very quickly. And you can see the face on this guy. He is pissed now. He says, enough with these little games.
I guess you shut the door.
As the smoke cloud is clearing or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
I would like to use phase walk,
Okay.
which is essentially, God, what am I thinking of?
Misty step.
Yep.
Misty Step. Can I end up directly behind this guy and I just like to take my saber, and just jab it into him?
Yeah, you know what? Go for it.
That's not bad. Where's my blade? That's going to be a 19. Right? Yes, 19.
Okay.
To hit him.
You go to hit him, right? As you've teleported behind him, you go to hit him. And are you using your regular lightsaber?
Yeah.
Okay, you're not using the special.
I don't technically have the special one on me.
Oh, you left it hidden.
That
in
one's
the
hidden
ship.
away.
Okay,
Yeah.
very good.
I left it in my secret spot.
Smart. So,
She's not that dumb yet.
I was not expecting you guys to necessarily fight this guy. Let me pull up his character sheet. Okay, here we are.
You should always expect things to end in violence.
I mean, personally, not that big of an issue. This, and then... that. So, yeah. You swing your lightsaber at this thing, and you hear this, like, now instead of a frustrated, angry roar, it's a surprised roar. Like, this guy seems surprised. And it's this whoa type sound as you phase behind him and try to basically skewer him with that lightsaber of yours. And as you do so, right, the beam of purple energy stops like an inch from his face, right? And it's almost like you're forcing against this invisible shield of some kind that's just not letting your lightsaber quite touch his skin, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you give me a quick perception check?
Is it for something living?
Yes, it's for him.
Okay.
It has to do with your foresight.
Okay. I just want to make sure it wasn't something I had to do at disadvantage. That's all.
No, you're A-okay.
It's not so great at a 15.
That's more than enough for you to realize what's going on. Remember how I said he was red, but the color was like washed out?
Mm-hmm.
There's more and more pigment adding. It's getting darker and darker, but it's also getting denser and denser.
Did she know why it's doing that?
Yes. The stronger the force potential, the darker the color. The more saturated the color. There we go. That's the word.
Yeah.
And you very quickly realize this monstrosity is force sensitive. Which our viewers may not know, but Hutts can actually be force sensitive. It's an oddity. It's a rarity. They're viewed as abominations and actually will usually, if discovered young enough, their siblings and or parents and or relatives will actually try to kill them as being an abomination. This one somehow seems to have slipped between the links of the net and has grown relatively old as he has exited adolescence into young adulthood, a force sensitive.
Wow.
I need you to please roll me a. Can you do me a strength or dex saving throw, whichever you prefer here?
That's a good roll. I'm going to do a dex save at 21.
Okay. So, meets it does indeed beat it. As this thing who's blocking your sword saber with what you can only assume is a force shield kind of turns his hand, almost like he's trying to pry the lightsaber out of your hands. And it's all you can do to just hold it and just kind of pull it away from his body so, he doesn't just yoink it right out of your hand. And you can hear another oh as he's clearly impressed that you're not managing to just drop the lightsaber at the wiggle of a finger. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, she knows what she means.
And at this point, right, he's just going to laugh and laugh and laugh, and he's going to say, "Tell you what. Seeing as I have such esteemed guests, Jedi, in my own warehouse, I'll allow you one last chance to tell me who sent you and what you're doing here in these shipyards. You now have a choice. Do you continue with violence or do you talk? Your choice. No problem either way.
I will give the others an opportunity to talk if they want to.
Okay.
Middle's sort of like trying to figure out a way out. He's looking all over the place, trying to formulate a plan of escape.
Okay. Orta?
It's just a weird situation. Like, I don't
It is.
like Orta doesn't. I don't feel like I would be the type to snitch, for lack of a better term, regardless, because it could lead to this. It will lead to the guy who hired us' death. And then, if I don't do that, there's a likelihood there's a very high likelihood that we end up biting the bullet at this exact moment.
Mm-hmm.
And any other option has been cut off for us. Feel like hmm.
I mean, if no one else has something
I
they want to do, I have another action I'll take.
Go
But
for it.
I
I mean, unless, sorry, Tiger has something.
Art.
Yep.
yeah,
Tricky moment, I get it.
E
Yeah, I'm looking through all my stuff and seeing what I have that might be able to help.
Orta is gonna say, so long as these two go free, I will give you the information you ask for.
He looks at you and you can see the gears turning in his head. And he says, "Ah, finally somebody with a sensible business sense." Ugh. And you can see that at this point, he turns himself away from Davi, seemingly completely disinterested. As he cranes himself and he says, "Tell me, telepath. Tell me what I wish to know. And on the name of Boadu, Lord..." Yeah. "Name of Boadu the Hutt. You shall all not only go free, but go free with an opportunity."
Or, like I said, I will say so once these two have been allowed out of this room.
I see
For the
trust. Rings. Fine. Trandoshans, leave these two. Let them leave. The men that were about to shoot at you guys at this point put their guns away. Davi, do you still want to take that action of yours?
Sorry.
I mean, you can even ask to stay if you want to. He's not the one throwing you out. Orta's the one saying, they have to leave if you want me to talk.
Mibble would gladly take that opportunity.
Yeah. Finally, someone with common sense.
Right?
Right.
Hang on, I'm just bringing all my abilities.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, take your time.
Mibble will start making his way towards the exit.
Okay.
Mad respect.
10 out of 10. Mibble. Mibble.
Davi's hesitation to leave is the fact that last time we came across someone who was deep red.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a good time for anyone. She doesn't really want to leave this guy alive.
Okay.
And with that brings up the memories and the devastation of losing her sister, all of a day ago?
Mm-hmm.
And since he's turned back away from me, he's still next to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe one move you're talking on the map.
As much as I hate to ask,
Mm-hmm.
touchable range?
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I could upcast the damn spell that killed my sister that I got?
Yes, if you want to try Sat Vitality, you can try Sat Vitality.
Yeah, because like I said, in this moment, she's brought back of all those memories, and her anger is now taking control.
Oh no!
Oh dear.
So, Sat Vitality, I make a melee force attack against a creature I can reach.
Mm-hmm.
This die likes to land on 19 right now. My force attack is a +6, that's a 25.
Okay.
Nibble's still making his way out.
Right.
So if that hits, I just need to know so I can roll damage for second level.
Let me check his awareness and see if he sees it coming and does anything about it, or if you actually manage, because you might even get advantage to that, and who knows, maybe nat 20 crit him.
Maybe.
So that is this. I just have to add for his, one sec, perception. Okay, no, he is definitely going to see it coming, but give me a minute now to see if he can do anything about it, because the 25 is pretty damn high.
Yeah.
That is an action. That won't work. As a reaction, we could do this, but can we add anything to it as a reaction? Nope. You know what? He is going to have to take the damage. You upcast it to level 2, correct?
Yep.
So that's going to be 4d6 if
4d10?
D10, sorry, yes. Yeah.
Oh shit. That's fairly high too.
Mm-hmm.
26 plus another 7, 30.
Oh.
33?
Okay. You... You extend your hand at this thing, right? And you use that very same power that took your sister's life in an act that, let's be real,
dirty.
could only be one of pure aggression here.
I mean, yeah. Because thrusting lights around him wasn't.
Yeah. And you would definitely feel this, like... How do I put this? You would definitely feel this... anger, this deep-rooted resentment just welling inside of you. Because obviously, I mean, you even mentioned this earlier, right? This is the same ability that took your sister's life.
Yeah.
And you put just as much power and hate into this move as the person who did kill your sister, and you hit this thing with just as much damage, if not more, actually, almost 10 damage more. When you do so and you touch, this slimy back of this thing, he roars once more, and this time in pain. Very much so in pain. And Orta, as this thing roars in pain, you see its orange reddish eyes just kind of darken a little bit, right?
Can I try to react to this?
Okay.
She is on the back of this guy, right?
Correct.
So she is behind
I'm
him.
standing behind
Yeah,
him.
yeah, her token didn't move.
Sorry. We were theater mining it, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I can't get to... Yeah, that'd be about where I was. I can't put it physically closer.
I think if you hold like a shift or something.
It's fine.
Okay.
I snapped to the grid, so...
Orta, seeing that whole turn of events, he is gonna telepathically... I'm within 30 feet, right?
You don't have to have visual range on her, right? 'Cause she ain't very tall.
Let me double check my telepathy. You can communicate telepathically with creatures within 30 feet of you. No, I don't have half sight.
Perfect.
Orta is just gonna basically telepathically say, "Be ready, go," as he also runs up, casts a bonus action spell, Phase Strike,
Mm-hmm.
and he is gonna try to hit the hut as well.
Mm-hmm.
And is that the right play? Is it to hit the hut? 10, 15, 20. No. Orta is just gonna... Yeah, he's gonna say be ready to run, because he wants to make sure that Davi does get out of here. And he's basically wants to try to become a bigger threat
Okay.
for the sake of
Neville heading for the door
running
hears the
distraction.
scream and is like looking back like, what the heck are you doing?
As yeah,
Actually, you get responses through your telepathy? Or is it just you pushing your thoughts into other people's minds?
You must share language. It says I communicate telepathically, but I don't know if that's both ways.
From what I understand, it is one way unless you have
Something to
I think that
change
there's
that.
yeah, I think there's like a force power that lets you.
Oh, good.
But I mean, look, comlinks are a thing too, right? You could still talk to the person from remotely.
No,
Yeah.
I know. I just want to know if he got the distinct feeling that he was being ignored or not.
That would be more like an insight check, actually. If you want to give me an
Okay.
insight check, Hobo.
Okay.
She heard him and she's not making it through.
Mm-hmm.
15.
She's not looking at you. She's not turning in your direction. She seems to be entirely focused on putting as much damage as possible on the slug.
Okay. That. Then Orta is 5, 10, 15. Ugh. I cast. And I did cast Phase Strike as a bonus action, which makes it so creatures don't have. Uh, Enemies can't take attacks of opportunity against me. 25. 30. If I can move that space, I'm just like ducking under the sled basically to like slide over here. And I am using.
She basically ran up and slid underneath this everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's
So that
pretty
I
cool.
can
That's
force
pretty cool.
push you to get you to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Are you resisting his force push?
Fuck yeah.
Can you give me the save in that case?
What is the
It's not
save?
a hard save. It's DC 13.
Strength,
Strength, I believe.
dex.
Let me check.
This on the target must make a strength save.
Yep, that's what I thought.
So that's 18. Not budget.
I mean, Orta's just gonna yell in frustration telepathically as he's just like tries to force push Davi away. Is like, stop! You are going to get yourself killed. This is not necessary.
Yeah, you're not getting a reaction out of her. She is focused on what she is doing.
Okie doke.
I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. I'm
Huh?
just gonna say to that it looks like we're gonna be getting an initiative tracker for a bit.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Before we start that, the
Yep.
rifle that we confiscated from one of these guys.
Yes.
What kind of rifle is that again?
The bowcaster?
No, that was the one.
Or the
one guy's.
the regular blaster rifle. It's a blaster rifle.
Okay.
That's
We
the
can
name.
confiscate something that was
I'm gonna
more
add
heavy
that
duty
to my
too.
thing.
I thought. So it's one of these guys that had more heavy duty stuff, and we could
Yeah,
confiscate
but
his gun as well.
that was the guy you were chasing around in that room, and I didn't get his weapon, so
Oh, you didn't
Yeah.
pick it up?
No.
I wasn't
she
in
didn't
there
go in
with
the
you
room.
guys.
No, because I knocked it out of his hands in the hallway before we went in after him. I disarmed him.
True.
Oh yeah,
She
you did disarm
And
him.
I dropped it at your feet. So all you had to do was pick it up
Okay,
before
so
you
then
went and locked
yes,
the door.
it would stand to reason that she might have picked it up then.
Yeah.
Okay. And what was that called?
It's a bowcaster. Bowcaster.
Okay. I'll look that up too.
I'm more supported for just a moment so I can set the baby back down in the crib.
Yep, you're good. Take your time. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay.
Next, we actually be able to see my dice well.
Okay. So, on that note, I am going to require a quick...
Initiative?
Yeah. That's going to be it today. Much as I don't want to have to be that guy, I'm going to have to be that guy. Initiative it is. All right.
I don't want to be that person that causes this, but here I am.
We don't choose our characters. Our character chooses what they do, correct?
Well, and she'd be more fine walking away if we hadn't just gone through that trauma.
Look, I understand
Yeah.
completely.
It's been like not even 24 hours here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand completely.
Similar reasoning for Orta trying to get you guys out of here as fast as possible.
Yeah, he's like, I don't need another
that's
one
fair.
dying under my watch.
Yep.
Are we on the turn orders? Because I only see Orta.
The turn order.
I just put myself on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give me a minute. Turn order is bugging out on my end a little bit. Just give me a sec to reload the map. There we go. I got you. Yeah.
Just want to make sure it wasn't on my end because sometimes
No.
our end bugs out too.
Nope, it was bugging out on my end. Rabbit. Here we go. And then this guy. He's gonna yell at his men, "Stand down, the lot of you!" And we are going to do a couple of rolls. 1d20 plus dex. You my. Okay.
2 sport.
If I can get Davi and Mabel's initiative, we will get started.
Yeah, that went through.
Yes, I have Phase Strike active currently. So I'm just gonna put that on here.
That was a regular bowcaster, not a heavy, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. On that note, Orta, it's your turn. Go for it.
I have an attack with advantage stocked up with Phase Strike. And I believe I have one more use of Channel the Force.
Mm-hmm.
Just over. And I've already done that. I'm just trying to remember all of the Channel the Force stuff I can do.
Okay.
All right. First off, I am punching him twice. First punch is... Oh! I got a crit! I got a nat 20!
Nice.
I'm dumping 2 force points into smiting him.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Alright, so 2d6 and 6d8. Because Phase Strike also gives me a d8 of damage.
Okay.
Okay.
So, remind me, guys, did we say a nat 20 was an automatic hit regardless of AC, or are we playing by the even if it's a nat 20, it still has to bypass the AC?
We
I
still
don't
have
think
to
we ever
pass
talked
AC.
about it.
And I assume it was. We said skill checks were not auto crits, but attacks critical hits were
Auto hits.
something. I
Okay, that's
believe
fine. I mean,
so.
I'll.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It's just it'll work both ways, kind of deal. That's why I'm asking. Okay.
Uh, 9, 18. 6 is 24.
Sorry.
27 damage.
Okay.
And bonus action attack. Do I bonus action attack? Hold on. I don't. I'll use my second channel the forest point to use lend aid on Davi
Mm-hmm.
to heal them 6 HP, but also kind of try to get him to calm down, basically. Just like,
Toffee's not down any HP. He
oh,
healed
I
up.
don't care. That doesn't matter to me in this
Okay.
situation. I'm trying to kind of get you to calm
You're trying to
down.
soothe her in one way, shape, or
Yeah,
form.
use the light to kind of get you in a better headspace, for lack of a better term.
What can we give you as a role for that? Um,
Maybe, maybe just like a straight wisdom check.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, wisdom thing comes to mind for me.
Yeah.
What's that?
You know what? Give me your wisdom check versus her charisma, as charisma is the dark side casting attribute here.
I mean, that's better for you because that's my
13.
only second highest stat. 15.
Damn it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and you're not moving, so I'm standing here. Uh, yeah, I'm just standing here. I dealt 27. I used lend aid on Davi, and yeah, that's that.
Hey, guys.
So, Davi, you have cast a level 2 spell, spending 3 force points earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and it is now your follow up move. What do you choose to do?
Well, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to activate Saber Storm, which is a bonus action.
Hmm.
I do believe it's a bonus action. Nope, it's an action. But as part of my action, it attacks. So we'll do that. I still want it active, so I'll do that. Even though I was hoping something different on my bonus action. That's going to be a 18 to hit.
Okay.
Does it hit?
You know what? Give me a minute to check here. No, because he's gonna do the same shit you did when you attempted to hit him the first time, where he's gonna
That's fair.
raise his hand and once more.
I know what he.
Hmm?
I say I know what he's doing. There's a limited number of times he can do it.
Correct. So it's
So,
been twice so far.
yep,
Correct.
that's fine. Burn him.
Yep. Okay.
Bonus action. Bonus. I know I have bonus actions, so which one do I want to do? Which one of you is it?
I forgot to add my strength bonus to that, so there was another 3 damage in there.
There you go. Okay. It's been added.
Um, e- Sorry, I'm just trying to double check what I have because it's been a little bit since I've looked at this character.
I get the vibe.
Nope, that's gonna be it. That's gonna be it.
Okay.
My turn.
Mibble.
Mibble is like, you guys are crazy. And he's actually going to bring out that bowcaster that he got, since it's like the best that he got. And
Fair
let's see.
reminder. One sec. Yep. Mm-hmm.
And he's going to aim for some of the help before they jump in, I guess.
Okay.
So this guy first. Let me see how much range is he? 45. I think that's right. Yeah. Anywhere from. Well, yeah, that's less than the range. So
Yep.
let's see.
Let's see it.
Nat Kraken!
Nice.
Yo, let's go!
Well, it'll
Do
hit.
it.
Roll the dammy and double it.
Okay. 15 damage.
Okay. To one of the guys, right? Correct?
Yeah.
Very good.
And let's see, what's my 25 feet. Okay. So I will use my nimble agility with my movement to get over here. Because that puts me 10 feet from him, yeah. So in case he does get hit, I can, or either of them get hit, I can
Yeah.
do my reaction. And as a bonus, I am going to use my tactical barrier on myself, which ups my AC by 2 points.
Okay. Very good. So, okay, so you've upped your AC by 2 points, and okay, yep, everything's good. Super.
Mhm.
Okie dokie. Boadu. Y'all have hurt him really, really bad. I mean, huts have very thick hide and a lot of fat before you get to any of their well-buried internal organs. Um, but he's not really having it at this point. He's not in a good mood anymore. Um,
I wonder why.
he's gonna turn at this point to Davi and to Orta, and he says, I could have forgiven you coming into my home. I could have forgiven you for attacking me. But not upholding your end of the deal. And he is looking at Orta at this point. Now that I cannot abide by.
They haven't gotten out of the room.
He kind of looks at you like, what's your brain damage?
I said I would tell him after they got out of this room.
And your friend is attacking me. He shakes his head. At this point, considering my men are watching, well, consider this a small lesson. He's gonna extend his hand here. I need you all to give me constitution checks, please.
Constitution checks or saving throws?
Saving throws, please. Constitution saving throws.
21.
12.
21.
I rolled poorly.
All three of you at this point are gonna feel excessively sick.
Even with a 21?
Yep. You are gaining 1 level of slowed. Your speed is halved. You have a -2 penalty to AC and to dexterity saving throws. And you
Well,
are
good
no
thing I put that on.
and you are no longer capable of using reactions. On your turn, you can use either an action or a bonus action, not both. Regardless of your abilities or items, you cannot make more than 1 melee or range attack during your turn. If you attempt to cast a power with a casting time of 1 action, you must roll a d20 on an 11 or higher. The power will not take effect until your next turn, and you will have to use your action to complete the power, as you've been hit by a plague.
Oh, also,
Yes.
they both have, at the very least, Davi has, I have a Guardian Aura.
Mm-hmm.
That aura being, oh god, where's my aura? It's the one that gives pluses to saves. They have, Davi actually got a 24 because my aura gives them my wisdom modifier as a bonus to their save.
Let me check in that case, because
So it's +3.
Yeah, so you're up to a 24.
I'm gonna verify.
I take
and
it
tell
15
you.
feet is out of range, huh?
Yeah, it's a 5-foot range because I'm too low a level right now.
I really wish the thing added all your bonuses on the sheet, because then I have to actually go through my features.
Bonuses for spellcasting?
Yeah, it's DC for the DC, the save DC.
Oh, you're not using Roll20. Never mind.
No, I have it on the 5e thing. The Roll20 is not capable of, like I said, adding all the bonuses and everything from the feats. This one adds some of them, but not all of them.
Oh, you just add them in manually on the cogwheel, and it automatically keeps applying them.
Yes, true. That's why, because I can use this, so that's why it goes higher. Okay. So yes, the plague thing here actually meets it, beats it. You're fine, Davi.
Okay.
You will see him, however, exert himself using, I believe, is it a force cast? No, it's not a force casting. What's it called? Well, I'll explain it to you guys after if you want. But yes, you see him exert himself, and he's going to extend another hand, right? And on that note, Davi, I'm going to need you to give me another little check.
Check or saving throw?
Sorry?
Check or saving throw?
Saving throw. Sorry, English.
What kind?
I am reading because the power has a long-ass description, and it is annoying. Oh, this one you're going to like, I'm pretty sure.
What are you talking about? They've all been so wonderful thus far.
Yes, but this is in her wheelhouse, so she's going to be happy. I need a wisdom saving throw, please. Actually, from
26.
both of you.
26.
Okay, you're fine. Gage?
Oh, I have to do one too?
Yep.
Okay. 10.
Okay. Rabbit?
I have to do one.
Yep.
What is it? Wisdom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. Come on. 18.
You are unfortunately both paralyzed, as you've been hit by a stasis field.
Okay, so that means
We don't do anything.
Yeah, you basically can't do anything on your turn.
The 3v1s become a, 1v1 at this point, basically. Okay. So, Orta, paralyzed, Davi.
Do they make saves at the end of their turns?
Let me double check. I believe no, they are paralyzed for the duration.
Okay.
So I think you need to break them, forcing a concentration check. That is correct. No, at the end of each target's turn, you can make another. No, you know what? You can actually make another wisdom. I am a potato. Go ahead, do the wisdom saving throw, please, Orta.
Asking, so I'm pretty sure I know the force power he used because I
yeah.
have the same one.
16.
Nope, not enough. All right, Davi.
you don't have the map on the stream, right?
No, I can't, unfortunately, because like I said, due to the technical difficulty I had earlier, the second screen that I would have used, which would have been my laptop, is not functional right now. I would have plugged my monitor to my laptop to have two screens, but I can't do that right now. As the laptop is potato, so it's going to be a little bit of theater of mind for those on the stream. I do apologize for that. Yes, so yeah. Okay, Davi?
I'm going to... Ironically, and I had this planned out before he did it.
Yep.
I'm actually going to use stun against him as well, but I'm going to spend an extra force point to pinpoint power, which makes it into a ranged attack on my end and not a save on his end. And that ranged attack is going to be a 24. Sorry, 25.
Okay.
I can math, 19 and 6.
Yep. And that's an attack roll, correct?
Range attack.
Yep. So
I do believe so because of the change I made to it.
So you go ahead to do that, right? And you see this time, instead of, stopping it, which it was what it was doing against your lightsabers, this time he closes his fist. And for a sec, it almost feels like your connection to the Force has a hiccup. You know, like a record scratch? Or a record skip in the song? And the power you just used, unfortunately, just fizzles out as he uses his reaction.
Okay, so that bumped his AC up high enough that I didn't make it.
No, it's not AC, it's Sever Force.
Oh, okay.
Which...
It's only a limited number of times he can do that.
That's basically counterspell. Yeah, but that unfortunately goes off of force points and not the ability like the other thing.
How many force points does it go off of? Because that one would have been at 4.
Yep.
With the added... Okay, so I'll make sure. It's not its normal 3, it's because I add force points to it.
Stun is level 2.
Yes, but I have to add force points to it in order to make it an attack.
Correct, yes. That doesn't bump its level up. That just means that instead of me having to do a saving throw, it's you roll a d20 like an attack to try to bypass AC.
I didn't realize it was level. I thought it was number of force points. My bad.
No, you just add 2 force points, but the level doesn't change. Basically, you spend force points to make it into a...
No, I thought you were saying the counterspell was based on force points, not level.
No, the counterpoint is based... It's literally counterspell. It's counterspell, but just reskinned for Star Wars.
Yeah.
I didn't invent it. It's there. It's been there forever. It is what it is.
I know. No, I get
Um,
it.
yep.
I would have thought that would be an odd reskinning to do like that.
No, for sure.
So, bonus action.
Yep.
Yep, it's fine. This is fine. This is fine. No bonus action.
Okay.
Don't really want to face step away.
So, Mibble, would you like to do a wisdom saving throw? See if you can get out of the stasis.
Sure. Nope. 5.
I wish I was closer so that I could give you my bonus.
My wisdom is a 0, so.
Yeah, +3 is a +3.
Okay. Um. I'm gonna unfortunately, at this point, yeah, he's just gonna look mightily peeved off, for a lack of better terminology here. Um, and you're gonna see him take a very deep breath, almost like he's trying to actually like regain control of himself here, right? And he's just breathing nice and freaking deep. You see like blood oozing from his wounds. You see he's not looking too hot. And he's just gonna, take a nice deep breath and open his eyes. And most of you here, his anger was less frightening than this. Now he just looks focused. Almost like he's not giving in to his breath weapon as. Right.
Yes, roll a 5 or 6 to recharge it. What do you mean?
Right, but no, at this point, it's not. He doesn't seem to do anything that's damaging to you guys, but you can see that he's hyper focused, and all 6 guys behind him, their weapons are trained on you guys perfectly, and it's almost like they started getting a hell of a lot more coordinated, and it looks like they're a hell of a lot more alert than they were before. It's almost like they're acting like an extension of his body at this point. And that's all he will do, which will roll us back to Orta if you want to try that wisdom saving throw again.
If I fail the wisdom saving throw, can I still use my telepathy since it's my body that's
Oh yeah, you can
paralyzed?
still talk. That's who you're talking. That's
Okay.
I'm not gonna knock you out of
21?
talking. That. Let me roll back. Nope, that still doesn't make it. Actually, it feels like it's even harder now for you to break out of this thing since the hut did whatever the hut did.
And I'm going to try to say telepathically say something to the hut.
Okay.
Orta is going to say, he's going to say the name of the person who blackmailed slash hired us to do this job. And then he is going to say, and my life or theirs, you can knock them out now, so be it. Kill me now, use me as you see fit for your nefarious deeds, whatever it may be. But let them leave this place alive. Unconscious is fine, but let them live.
So he's just gonna really quickly look back at Orta, and he's gonna say, "A deal was a deal." He's gonna look back here at Davi, and he's gonna say, "Before what's left of my benevolence runs thin, since your friend has given me his word and made a worthy offer, leave." How does Davi respond to that? If at all. Oh, maybe baby got...
So, no, I'm here.
Oh, okay.
Notably, Davi did not hear anything that I just said, so.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Nor did I.
Yep.
But she also hasn't quite realized you guys are paralyzed yet.
Mm-hmm.
So... Unless she knows the deal you tried to make earlier. I do believe she knows that, right?
In some way, shape, or form, there was like communication about that.
Well, he's
Okay.
always answering with his voice. He doesn't actually answer mentally, so every time
Yeah.
he was making an offer, you could tell this guy was saying, yes, deal, blah, 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 and answering Ortha that he was agreeing with whatever Ortha was proposing.
Okay. How bad is this guy looking?
He's bleeding pretty heavy. He doesn't seem like he's on his last leg or about to die, but he's bleeding pretty damn heavy.
The debate here is she really wants him dead.
A lot of Waru has that effect on a lot of people. It's not just you. If Zoro was here, she'd be cackling maniacally and saying, "Kill him, kill him."
I think. Let me roll a die.
Mm-hmm.
Let me roll a die.
Yep.
Yeah, no. She's just gonna reach out and attempt another sap vitality.
All right. You bumping it to level 2?
Yeah, and that's a nat 20.
Okay. So again, you go for the,
Are we doing the roll twice, or are we doing the doublet? I don't recall.
I don't think we ever chose, because at level 5 it's brutal critical, which is max damage, and then roll the dice, but...
Right now, it's double the dice for the sake of
correct.
less lethality.
I believe so. That's what it was originally, just so you guys didn't get one shot if by accident I rolled a nat 20.
Okay.
But what I will need you to do real quick, though, is you do extend your hand, right, to do the same thing you did before.
Yeah.
And once more, it just feels like your connection to the Force just stutters, and the power just fizzles in your hand as he uses his reaction.
What the fuck need to stop doing that?
Right? And he just sort of looks at you with these alien eyes. And you just hear this deep-seated laugh just bubble up from his throat. And he goes, "It's been a while." As he kind of like stretches his body in this weird caterpillar-like way once more, you know? And
Yeah.
he kind of looks at you and he says, "Is this really the answer you've chosen, little one?" Since, again, he seems to just not be nearly as angry as he was before. Oddly
Look
enough.
at it.
Even when you look at him in the Force now, the red is a lot more orange than beet red like it was before.
Um,
His readings are all over the place as far as you're concerned with Foresight right now.
yeah.
He seems to be flickering back and forth between, red, almost grayish, then back to orange, then back to red. Like, it's just... This thing is not emotionally stable, put it that way.
Listen, guys, we got the EMF 5 reading. We can just go back to the van.
Last time I walked away from the likes of someone like you, large swath of people were killed. So yes, this is my answer.
Sorry, I missed that last bit of that last sentence. Just before the yes,
Uh,
that's my answer.
The last time I let someone with the likes of you live, it ended with large swath of people being killed. So yes, this is my answer.
He laughs like he belts out another laughter and he says, "I doubt you've ever met anything quite like me, but fine. If that is your choice, little one." And he is going to extend his arms.
No touchy.
No, he doesn't touch you. You're gonna see basically, or more feel actually, a lot of the little objects and everything that are on the ground are gonna just kind of like pick up from the ground. And they're gonna start spinning around a little bit. And some of the tables are even gonna start moving as this invisible wind just starts to spin and spin and spin all these objects around and everything. I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw once more, please.
So get the +3.
I'm next to you.
Yep.
24.
Okay. I do have to roll something here. So that effectively becomes...
Oh.
And then we are going to go on break very quickly after this. That, unfortunately, will no longer make it. As whatever he did last round seems to have dampened your connection. With the Force or improved his, it's kind of hard to tell at this point.
Fair warning, your calculator's covering the
Ooh.
cams.
Whoop, sorry about that, guys. Yoink. Thank you.
Yep.
You guys can see now that I'm bad at math.
Aren't we all?
Yep. So at this point, I'm gonna have to roll some Dammy. And that is how many of them? I'm going to take the calculator out again. My apologies. Let me just move it away from the screen. There we go. Very quickly. This thing is going to spin you around with that wind, and it'll probably send you like tumbling right into some of the objects and whatnot as you're kind of getting whipped around. It kind of reminds you a little bit of, remember like Return of the Jedi when they're fighting in the core of Cloud City and Darth Vader kind of just like chucks a bunch of objects one after the other at Luke?
Yeah.
It's a little bit that. It'll do 36 damage.
That stuff knocked me out.
Yep. So, as she gets knocked out, Orta and Mibel, you'll feel whatever's like holding you guys paralyzed, that stasis field is going to release itself. As you are no longer paralyzed.
The moment it does, I use Spare the Dying on Davi.
Yep. No problem. And he lets you. He shows no indication of trying to finish her off or deal more damage or anything, as a deal was indeed a deal. And he does look at you and he says, "Remember that at this point with the deal you've proposed, you owe me one. And I will collect immediately."
How so?
Well, you said whatever nefarious agenda I had. But rest assured,
Indeed.
my agenda is not nearly as nefarious. And he kind of wiggles his tiny little hands as you would make it out to be. Mr. Wilhelm Marcus has overstepped, as this warehouse was never his. He hoped you would do his dirty work for him. Unfortunately, I happen to be here. On business, you could call it. Business has been good. And I was looking to acquire more ships. He kind of giggles a little bit. Tell me, how may I address you? Save me the search. As he does ask you for your name.
Orta Nai.
Oh, a truthful answer. Huh. Well then. Tell me, Orta, since you're the only one here who appears to be level-headed and trusting, what brought you here? And he does when he says he does the whole thing again with the caterpillar upper body just kind of craning and approaching, so he's almost like face to face with you.
We needed a clean registration on our ship so that we could travel unimpeded.
Huh! You saw Marcus for that. Poor little Marcus could have never done that properly for you anyway. I'll offer you a better deal. Make an example of him.
It only affects me and not them.
Make an example of him. End him. And your ship's registration will have been changed. And on that...
Fine.
Oh, go ahead. Yep.
Fine.
Yep. On that note, he nods. He says, and pointing at, Davi's fairly inert body, well, not body because she's not dead, but, inert form on the floor here. He'll say, just remember one thing. This is nothing compared to what I do to those who don't uphold their bargains. I am a businessman after all, right? And on one, spittled-filled laughter here, he basically just slowly hovercrafts out, his men picking up the knocked out comrades of theirs as he just walks on out of this place, leaving just a pair of guards to ensure you guys don't pilfer everything that, he has in this in this in this warehouse. And he goes on his merry way, clearly certain that you guys are gonna quote unquote uphold your end of the bargain, which that's up to you. But yeah, that is going to be it for now. We're gonna go on break for a quick 10 minutes, and we will be back. See you all shortly.
See you in a little bit. I won't
Oh.
mute while I eat.
And on that note, we are back.
Did that come through on stream? Oh my god.
Alrighty. So, yes, as you guys heard before the break, we have right now a somewhat knocked around Miraluka, a fairly hurt Orta, whatever Orta is.
Rathos, thank
Right.
you.
And we have. And.
Nibble's pretty hurt too, but
Yep.
Y'all remembering these names. Me, I'm like, it's blind person, bunny person, person with no jaw.
There you go. And so on that note.
See no evil, hear a lot of evil, speak no evil. There we go.
Correct. So on that note, you guys kind of wake up right in that warehouse with only 2 of the Trandoshan guards left, and Wadu and everybody else seems to have left. And these guys seem to be giving you guys the time to, at the very least, apply first aid before kicking you guys back out. And you can hear them hissing at each other in Dosh, which is the language of Trandoshans. You can hear them hissing stuff back at each other as they're almost casually talking.
well, Nibble was awake for the thing, so he was just paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
Orta is gonna use the give life cantrip on, or at will thing, on Dobby to get them back on their feet.
Okay, spending hit dice to do so.
Rolling a 10.
Okay. So Davi, at this point, you regain consciousness, obviously.
I'd say she opens her eyes and stares at the ceiling, but
Eyes.
yeah. So she's just kind of laying there.
Yeah. All right, girlie, come on, get up.
Prompting, she will slowly stand up.
Okay.
I think it's best to get her back to the ship.
At this point, she's not resisting you guys. She's just going to go where you guys are prodding her.
We need to all get back to the ship for at least a little bit.
And this time get onto the ship so you know who doesn't hear us.
Indeed. As yeah.
Okay.
Orta will start headed back to the ship, helping Dobby along.
Okay. So
Nibble following.
when you guys get to the ship, Garm immediately exits the ship almost like he felt you guys coming, right? And as he comes out of the ship, Davi, Orta, and
Nibble.
Mibble, you feel almost like a wave of you just you do notice almost like a wave of soothing kind of washing over you guys, almost like what Orta tried to do earlier, but like amplified, right? Your wounds do start to slowly close, and you feel a lot more calm than you've probably felt in the last little while, as he's definitely projecting calmness through the force right now.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of looks at you guys and he goes, "What happened?"
On the ship first.
"Well, don't let me stop you." He moves aside and, the door hisses open.
Yeah, so we'll get on the ship before we start talking.
Mm-hmm.
Davi's just going to keep walking. She's going to go back to the med bay where her sister's body's stored. And she's just gonna
That's
sit by
not
it
morbid at
for a
all.
little bit. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
She's going to go sit by it. She's kind of dumb right now and
Yep.
not really wanting to be around people.
Understandably.
So sorry, guys.
Nope.
Nibble's gonna find a chair somewhere and sit down. And if Gom comes over, he'll explain the situation now.
Okay. So yeah, he'll definitely ask you and Orta then. Well, what happened?
Well, went to the warehouse, started to clear it out a little bit, but bit of a snafu. The hut showed up. Apparently, his name is Badu.
Wadu.
Wadu. Whatever it is.
Did we mention that the person we were sent to talk to blackmailed us into clearing out a warehouse?
Who did?
Before.
What?
We
no.
did talk to him. I thought.
My friend who worked at the shipyards would never have made you guys do something like that.
He's passed.
Remember, we told you. We told.
Yeah, we did tell him. We
Right.
talked to him before we decided to do what we did.
Right. That's right. You told me already. You're right. Okay, so you mean the other person that
Yep.
whoever
Yes.
sent you to talk to.
Mhm.
Well, I'm assuming we're no closer to having the ship's registration changed.
We have a Hut's word that once I do something for him, he will do something for us.
The Miraluka male here is gonna just give you a long stare. And he's gonna say the price of a Hut's favor is usually quite high. Make sure you don't lose yourself.
Indeed.
He takes a deep
Indeed.
breath and just kind of shakes his head for a little bit. What of Davi? What happened to her?
She might have lost her head a little bit.
No, that's not good.
Yeah.
I need you both to pay very close attention to what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
Not every Jedi manages to overlook their grief and pain at someone passing.
That's entirely reasonable.
And some, unfortunately, are lost to that pain and anger and grief. Stay by your friend's side. Don't let her push you away.
You have my word. It may be telepathic, but it's still good.
Well, I'll also do my best to try to keep her on the path of a Jedi, but again, be there for her. He takes a deep breath and he says, I need to return to my quarters.
Right. All right.
And on that note, he's going to stand and he's going to exit the room, leaving you guys to kind of talk a little bit, should you choose to do so.
So Mibble will look at Ota and sort of sigh. Fine mess we got ourselves into, right?
Yes. But you all are alive,
So,
thankfully.
how are you going to handle the problem now? Since you were the one who made the deal.
I'm not keen on breaking my word to a Hut, so I will do what I must.
Do you want backup or...
I'm not going to drag you into this.
Well, at the very least, you should, head to your rooms before heading out, at least.
I'm in no condition to face anyone whether they have legs or not.
Eh,
So
I'll see
yes,
what I can
I will
get done
rest.
around here in the meantime.
Hmm. It is appreciated.
So, on that note, um, feel free to keep talking, of course, but on that note, just so while you guys are role playing, you can take care of the mechanical aspect of things. It is getting very late. This has been one hell of an ordeal. As the planetary cycle has moved on uh, over the last episodes, and it is now fairly late, and you guys are at this point due for a long rest.
Yep.
Um, Feel free, like I said, to continue role playing, and just so you guys can do this in the background. And at the same time, as is needed, let me know if there's anything you guys want to occupy your time with beyond speaking, which I won't deduct from your hours.
Honestly, Orta's probably just meditating and ruminating on what he has to do,
Okay.
save from talking.
Nibble will go about the ship, making checks to make sure everything is running well.
Okay.
Here's a question.
Mm-hmm.
Has Brick ever woken up?
Good question indeed. When you guys get to the med bay, you guys notice that Brick is indeed conscious, but he's just floating. Like he's floating in the back to tank. You guys haven't released him from the back to tank. He's been floating there probably for a good day and a half at this point. But he does appear conscious, and most of his wounds have, well, not back to, sorry, Kolto, wrong time period, in the Kolto tank. And you guys do realize that his eyes are open, and he is conscious once again. His wounds have mostly closed.
Well, Nibble isn't going to disturb not Davi. Sorry. So he'll go check on Brick, and sort of give him a little bit of a wave in the little tank that he's in.
Okay. Well, yeah, you see that he's in the tank right now, but he is conscious. He kind of waves at you almost a little bit when you walk up to him.
Are you ready to come out?
He kind of gives you a shrug, like, I ain't no medic.
That's true. He'll check like the system to see if it's okay to let him out.
Seems to be green across the board. He might not be fully healed, but he's no longer in any sort of threat to his life.
Yeah, so he'll let him out.
Okay. So with a gurgling sound, the Kolto is drained from the tank, and after this, you see kind of the little how do I say it? The little I don't want to say it's plexiglass, basically, right? Transparent steel, that's the word. The little transparent steel kind of tube, I guess you could call it, just hisses down into the base somehow, freeing Brick, from his liquid confines here. He stands back up, wearing practically nothing, of course, because you guys have seen what a back-to-tank looks like when Luke takes a trip in them. You're not exactly fully dressed in those. And he comes out of the Kolto tank, kind of looks around, looks down at Mibble, and doesn't really say anything. He just kind of sort of just looks at you.
Look, we all had it rough, okay? So let's find you some clothes, and maybe we could find something for you to do.
He's going to look back at Mibble. I can't make the accent, but with his kind of drawl, Tatooine farmer accent almost. He's gonna kind of look at you, and he's gonna answer. He's gonna say, "Not hungry, but I can think of a thing or two." And on that note, without any ceremony, kind of still dripping a quolto a little bit, he's gonna kind of just push his way past, past Mibble, and he's actually gonna go straight for Davi here.
Mibble is gonna keep a good eye on him and see what he does.
Okay. Davi, you've got Brick built of basically muscle and boxer shorts right now headed in your direction. I can't hear you.
Does he appear aggressive, or can I do like an insight check to
go ahead.
determine his state of mind?
Yep.
15.
You can tell, first of all, his when you look at him through the force, right? He's very much on the blue side of things right now, and he's headed in your direction. And from what you can tell of what little of his facial expressions you're able to see there, he does not seem angry. Quite on the contrary. Yeah, there's nothing aggressive about what he's doing.
So I imagine Davi was sitting down in some sort of chair or something nearby where her sister was. So she's just going to stand up and turn and wait for him to approach.
Okay. Is she still sitting, or does she stand up? Sorry.
She stands up.
Okay. So she stands up and kind of turns. He kind of rushes at her again, not necessarily aggressively, but just very determined. He's walking fairly quickly, power walking, if you want to call it that way, in her direction, and he doesn't stop. He walks right up to her and just gives her like a tight to the point where it's almost painful hug, and he just starts bawling and crying.
There'll be just that moment of awkward of what's happening before she'll like return and just kind of share in his grief, because they both just went through something very similar.
Yep. And he's
Well,
just...
she can't bawl, she's all butt.
She has no eyes. I hate this.
Has no eyes!
You can't have the emotional moment. You're not allowed. The race says
Right?
no.
She's having the Mira Luca equivalent of bawling her eyes out.
There you go.
Cry
There
about
you
it.
go.
I
mean,
can't.
you can still sob. Your body can still shake. But yeah, there are no tears due to a lack of eyes here. But yes, so yeah, you now have a grown-ass man in his boxer shorts, basically, just kind of holding you tight to the point where it's almost painful hug, and he's just crying his heart out.
There's actual comfort in that. Let's be honest.
I mean, a little bit. A little
bit.
And, yeah, I mean, with that insight check of 15, you kind of put 2 and 2 together and realize, as you said earlier, the player said earlier, that, yeah, he went through something similar, and as a result, kind of just almost instinctually just beeline for you, because he's like, if there's one person on this ship who knows what the hell I went through, it's her. Mm-hmm. And that instantly kind of gave him that capacity to just bawl his eyes out.
Yeah.
And hopefully get some of his grief out of the way, and anger and all that, because I mean, you remember how aggressively he reacted back, back at the temple, where he had the time to kind of sit there and seethe a little bit after his brother was killed and he was powerless to do anything about it. But yeah, so Mibble, you just see both of them kind of like just crying in each other's arms right now.
Oh boy. he'll walk off to see if he can find Brick some clothes. This way he's now wandering around as his boxers.
There you go.
Quick, grab the bunny and use him as a therapy pet. Just kidding. Just kidding.
No.
Pet the bunny.
Oh, no.
TOS, guys. TOS. All right.
If he so much as tries to pet me, he's getting bit.
Right. Very good. Very good.
Sorry, I had to.
No, look,
Respectable affair. Respectable.
the jokes were going to be made. That is nobody's surprise. But yeah, so you go ahead and you wander to find this out. Garm at one point is gonna kind of come over, right, to try to like peek in on you guys and see what's up with Davi, but then seeing the scene of her and Garm and Brick crying in each other's arms, he's just gonna kind
Give
of
them
just,
a moment.
yeah, he's gonna just silently walk back away. Or to you're meditating in your room trying to figure out what's happening. You can roll the magic 8 ball to see what the Force has to say about it. And
No.
and
I do not subscribe to that belief of the Force. Thank you.
I'm one with the Force. The Force is with me. But yeah,
And with your spirit.
right. God damn it. No, we don't do that here. Anyway, so on that note, you know, after a good while of crying, Brick will let go of Davi, and he's gonna kind of look at her, and he's gonna say, you know, just 2 words, but they carry so much weight, you know, and it's just I'm sorry.
She nods and says, "Me too." All the implication of being apologetic for his loss as well.
Mm-hmm. And to be honest, in that type of situation, there's not much words can do to help.
No.
So he's just gonna kind of like awkwardly kind of stand there, not too sure like what to do or how to react or how to kind of, you know, act with her, as he's just kind of standing there awkwardly kind of hugging her, but like the moment's kind of passed, but he's just not too sure, you know, like
I think by
what to
then,
do or what to say. His wisdom and intelligence are not his highest stats.
And Davi will just give him, you know, a few pats. Like, okay, thanks for the hug. Give him pats.
Like, it's over now. It's fine.
Yeah, so
She'll tell him
Mibble
if
would come in with the clothes and just sort of holds them out to him.
Okay. Sorry, you were saying too, Davi?
Oh, Davi will just tell him that if you need anything, someone just to sit with during this time, just let me know.
He's gonna just, again, with his drawl that I can't actually vocalize myself, he's actually gonna kind of look at you and go, well, same could be said to you, huh? You need anything, you hit me up.
And she'll nod.
And yeah, he'll nod back at you before grabbing, you know, Mibble, the clothing out of Mibble's arms, and he's gonna kind of look at Mibble and go, well, where should I go? Bouse.
Well, we could always use extra hands, making sure the ship is up and running to code.
You got him. Don't know much about no code, but if you want me to make sure a bucket of bolt keeps flying, I'll do my best.
Good enough. And he sort of just strolls off.
As Mibble has
We're going to
regained
ship.
his apprentice.
Yeah,
slightly chaotic
he's not going to
apprentice.
fight it this time, so.
Yup.
Let's find you some quarters,
Is
and
it-
she'll take Brick down towards the where everyone stays and try to find him a room.
Very nice. Yeah, you guys do
I-
find him a room. There was one left. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, as she's now kind of drained and exhausted and
Yeah, for sure.
wants to sleep.
So yeah, funny enough, there was a room set aside for you, so you have no issues getting your room. And thankfully, the
Yeah.
ship did have enough barracks for multiple crew members, so everybody is able to be somewhat comfortably lodged. Not necessarily in anything that's very luxurious. It's almost more like a, you know, a broom closet with a bed shoved in there uncomfortably. But it's enough for you guys to sleep and have your own little privacy. At this point, since you guys are exhausted, Mibble, is there anything else you wanted to do before you guys all retire for the evening?
I do have that piece that I bought from the what's it called? The repeater mod, the damaged one.
Yep.
Hmm.
He'll probably fiddle with that, try to get it into a working state.
Okay. Can you give me a tech roll, please?
Sure can. That is going to be a 27.
So you actually do very good progress on fixing this thing. It'll take you a little bit longer to finish it off, but like not much. As being an arms tech, that's literally up your wheelhouse, and you're having a good time of it.
Apart from that, I'm also going to build a light mod as well as switch out the ion battery and put it in the bowcaster.
Okay.
I Once I have the light mod made up, I'm also going to put that on the bowcaster as well.
Okay. Very good. So you rework this thing's body to lighten it up a little bit so it doesn't weigh as much, allowing you to carry it around. And at the same time, you are tweaking it to add the ion battery back in it, which I believe it was a +1 to damage?
+1.
Or +1 to attack
Yeah.
rolls. +1 to damage, yeah, okay. Yeah, very good. And so
I will switch all the stats on that.
okay, very good. And so that being said, you said you were meditating, Orta. Is there anything else that you do with regards to that time frame?
Uh, Not really. Just I have to either figure out a way to trick a hut or just accept the fact that I'm kind of going against my code, so I'm just trying to think on those things.
Mm-hmm. Okay, very good. Um,
And I will note that like the moment I have like finished my rests, for lack of a better term,
yep.
I would be like heading out
Okay.
to do that.
Yep, no problem. Um, that being said, right, you guys then will have your long rest, so feel free to adjust your character sheets as is necessary as you've had your long rest. Um, but once this is done, you'll you'll notice that. Well, first of all, Mibble, do you wake up late again, or does Mibble wake up on time for once? That's my first question to you.
He'll probably have an alarm that wakes him up at a certain time.
Okay. So Mibble for once wakes up early. Oh my, character development. But yes, so Mibble wakes up to the sound of his alarm, and Gilatam, Davi will. Can you give me a quick little, just wisdom saving throw for Davi, please?
Yep. It's gonna be a natural one for a total of 7.
You sleep like crap. You are plagued by nightmares and by just the memory of your sister getting killed in front of your eyes just over and over and over on repeat. That memory just haunted you all night,
Yeah.
messing with your sleep. You're not necessarily... I mean... Give me a minute, I have to roll now.
Yeah. I want to see if she
Yeah,
do something in the middle of the
I
night
rolled
because of
like
that.
crap. You, unfortunately, will wake up, but you're gonna feel pretty freaking exhausted.
If she woke up at all from the nightmares in the middle of the night,
Yep.
she probably would have made her way over to Brick's room and knocked on the door and just be like, explained to him that she's being haunted by the memories and
Yep.
she just doesn't want to sleep in her room by herself anymore.
When she...
The aloneness.
Yeah, I get it, for sure. When she does that and she opens the door, Brick's there wide awake with huge bags under his eyes. And you notice that he's been going through the exact same thing at that point.
I'm gonna tell him she'll be right back, and she's gonna go to the canteen and see if she can get anything to drink.
Yep. And
then head back with the alcoholic beverage that she found.
So yeah, no, that's definitely gonna be alcohol, and I mean Brick being the highly educated gentleman that he is, he's not gonna say no to a drink at that point.
No.
Like with what he's been through as well, and so yes, it will most probably devolve into drinking to try to numb the pain at this point.
At least they're not doing it alone.
Nope. And with two people draining the bottle, thankfully it's not all going into one person. So I don't think we'll have to pick people up with a spatula. That being said, between the combined alcohol of company, the combined alcohol
and company.
Yes, the combined effect
Alcoholic
of alcohol.
company.
There you go. The combined effect of alcohol and company here. You will end up passing out, along with Brick in Brick's cabin. Probably a bit of an awkward, waking up to him kind of snoring and drooling, kind of an arm wrapped around you. But thankfully, it seems like it was just mostly, alcohol and pass out. As you guys kind of just will have at least had some degree of decent sleep at this point. And you kind of wake up, he kind of just grunts a like good morning of some kind and just kind of turns in the bed, still half KO'd, as apparently you've managed to actually roll me a constitution saving throw real quick.
18.
Yeah, you definitely managed your alcohol better than he did. So he's still kind of out of it and probably like half conked out as you wake up. He grunts, mumbles some form of a morning greeting, but he's so out of it that it comes out like, you kind of just jolt back to consciousness, and you don't feel that much worse for wear as a result of having that good Constitution saving throw here. What do you do?
Sneak back to my room.
There you go.
Walk of shame it.
There you go. You
Nothing happened, but walk of shame.
They don't need to know.
See if Bibble sees.
Yep. So,
okay, I'll actually roll my stealth then.
Yep. See if you can sneak by, and both you and Orta give me the insight check, as the Force works in mysterious ways, and you all exit your rooms at the same time.
What did you get?
It's 6! I am drunkenly stumbling out.
Yeah,
I got it.
Brick's room.
On my check.
I got a 19.
Yeah, everyone sees her.
Even Garm just kind of exits his chambers and sees you like walking out of Brick's room. Everybody, you just walk out. Everybody's just kind of staring at the door, going
just ...
Awkward eye contact. Or to seize it for like
temptation
a
to walk
second.
back in, just close the door. Like, nope.
Mibble sort of just gives a little bit of a smirk.
Or
Knowing
to
that wouldn't
seize,
actually help, as you just keep walking
Right.
back to my cabin.
or to just seize them and then half a second later just starts walking away. No saving response.
So yeah, on that note, literally everybody here kind of has that moment of just like, an angel passes. It's like, Garm kind of mumbles something under his breath where he's like, well, at least she seems to be doing better. And,
Oh, God.
And
He knew.
I mean, he definitely did, and he looks relieved almost, though, that, like, it seems at least some of your anger, at least for now, has temporarily abated, and you're not in this I will kill everything that I lay my eyes upon mode anymore. That being said, you do have, a few minutes to prep and everything, but you do hear the door to Orta's room hiss, as he seems to be getting ready to head out. Orta,
I was ready to head out like a bit ago. I always wake up 45 minutes earlier than anybody expects.
Okay.
So I was already ready.
You never went to bed then, and
I did. Wait a minute. Time out.
Means you missed the walk of shame. Ha! Just kidding.
I'll take it. I'm fine with missing the walk of shame.
Okay, so what does Orta do exactly then in that case if he gets up that much earlier than everybody else?
Well, he's going to meditate for another 30 minutes,
Okay.
15 minutes to get dressed and ready and
Okay.
make sure he has all of his equipment. And then
Exit just in
at
time
the
to
exact
see the walk
moment.
of shame. Got it.
Yep. And then head straight for the exit of the ship to where he has to go.
Okay.
Bill has his coffee. He's sitting at the captain's chair
Yep.
and just sipping,
So,
giving
give me-
Dovey a smirk.
yeah, can you give me a quick perception check, actually, Mibble?
That is gonna be a 15.
Okay. Are you trying to, like, be discreet as you're leaving Orta, or are you just kind of just walking out like no fucks given? Pardon my
No fucks
language.
given. I'm going.
Okay.
Pardon my language.
Yes, mine too.
Oh, how dare you? We haven't cursed on the stream at all.
I mean, look,
Yeah.
okay, TOS, guys, come on.
Would there have been a sort of like walkie-talkie device or something that we could keep in touch with?
Yes, you all have comlinks, and you do see on the ship's cameras that Orta is just flat out walking out like he's got a purpose.
I used the comm link and said, just to let you know, if you need us, don't hesitate to call us.
There will be no response solely because Orta speaks telepathically
I get
and
that,
he can't speak through the comm.
but still.
You should be able to text. They have to have that for the non-speaking people. You're
Mhm.
mute.
Yeah, just completely unexpected from Orta. You get like a big like Poland D smiley face with a thumbs up, and there's like confetti.
This man only talks with emojis.
Yes.
I love
It's
it.
canon now.
Damn it! Oh, it's canon
You don't
now.
have to now.
So yeah, he'll keep an eye on the comlink's text message function just in case.
Okay, very good. And that being done, I guess, Davi, at this point, you've gone back to your room, probably used the sonic shower, cleaned off a little bit, changed back into your next set of equally identical, Jedi robes to the ones that you wore the other day. And, boring life of a Jedi, wardrobe changes are not a thing. At least for now, until you guys buy more clothing.
So sleep well.
I mean, right?
These clothes smell because we only had the clothes on our back when we left.
Pretty much.
I know.
Walk around in a towel as we do laundry.
Right. That being said, you do realize at this point that yes, indeed, you guys are kind of limited as far as clothing and like basic amenities and whatnot. I mean, yes, the ship has like basic survival stuff, but you're not exactly like rolling in it. We'll say that,
I don't say.
That being said, at this point, you kind of realize that things are very quiet. There's no Orta. Master Garm seems to either not be here or, being hiding in a corner somewhere meditating. Do you do anything in particular?
She's not quite ready to talk to Master Orda after everything that went down.
Mr. Orta?
I mean-
Really? That
No, not
struck
Master
me
Orda.
that
He said Orda.
I didn't say Orta, I said Garm. Did I?
Oh, did you?
I thought I said
I
Garm.
heard
Orta.
Maybe I brain fart, but yeah, I said
You
Orta.
said Orta, and then there is no Orta. There is no Master Garm.
Okay. Yes, exactly. There's no Order, no Master Garm. Actually, since
Okay,
you have
sorry.
foresight, you look
Sorry.
through the walls, you don't see anybody other than, Brick's, like, clearly still comatose snoring form.
Yeah. Not seeing Orda, I think I'd probably try to attempt to find
Okay.
Nibble. She's not ready to face Master Garm.
Mm.
I'm sorry, it was probably my sleep-deprived brain going, I
you're
heard
fine.
too many names at once.
I could have mispoked too.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
fine,
it's
you're fine.
almost 2 a.m. for me here, so,
Yeah, Bibble would probably like sitting in the captain's chairs and chair near the cockpit control panel.
So I'll probably go up to Nibble and be like, don't sense Orda anywhere. Do you know Is something going on? Is he all right?
He's fulfilling his part of the deal to the hut.
And what is that?
Well, apparently that warehouse belonged to the hut, not Marcus. So, for the trouble, he's he's taking care of Marcus.
Other ways to resolve this?
Apparently not.
I mean, we could just kidnap Marcus and fake the video files. I mean, you're pretty good at hacking, right?
I may be
Then
good
he'll
at
appear dead.
hacking, but that's going to be a hard thing to hide.
Well, I mean, if we
I mean,
kidnap him
that
and keep
guy
him on
is
the ship.
practically built into his house.
That being said, how does he expect to get into the house of a guy who's taking any kind of support? Did you
I
hack
asked him
it
if
from
he
here and
wanted
help him get in?
backup, but he said he's going to do it alone. So
Can you hack the house from here? At least give him some support. He wouldn't have to know you did it.
I would have to get into the system, locate the system for his house. That may take a while.
So will you at least try?
Oh,
Come on, you super fast. These things,
And
you're
thanks
super
for the
smart.
raid.
thanks for the raid. Welcome,
Hey, ladies.
welcome.
I mean, you're real smart. You can do that, right? You might be faster than you imagine it being.
I would have to get into the system first, so I would have to find a link point.
Yeah.
Appreciate the follow. Welcome.
Well,
Look, we do need some supplies, so how about we go out and try to see if we can pick up something? Maybe we'll come across something. How's that?
okay, that sounds like a deal. I mean, I did notice that you don't really have a change of clothes. These ones, they're going to get rank real fast.
So, while you guys are gone on your little, or prepping to go on your little shopping trip here, you guys are going to see that, or, I mean, you guys aren't going to see, but I'm going to tell you guys. Orta, you're making very good progress to getting to this guy's place, right? While they're talking and having their little conversation.
I've been there before. Yeah, I know
yeah.
the way.
And when you get there, you'll notice that things are slightly amiss. First of all, you know this guy's paranoid. He usually keeps his place shut down. I mean, he's half, alive. Yeah. He's basically built into his house. He can't go anywhere. He's on life support.
Right.
So, house security, his hab security is definitely something that he takes very seriously. Oddly enough, his front door is slightly ajar. It's almost opened a little bit.
This does not feel right. The door's actually open?
So it's one of those like laterally sliding door, right? It's almost like a hatch. And it's like open like maybe 3-4 inches. You can't quite see what's inside. You just see that it's not fully closed.
I am gonna use force pull to open the door the rest of the way. This makes me highly uncomfortable.
Yep. When you get there, you'll see that there's traces of conflict. Score marks on the floor and on the walls. that liquid, that life support liquid, is kind of spread all
Used
over the
everywhere.
place a little bit in, in weird puddles.
Orta's not saying anything to anyone, so he's just gonna keep walking through, careful not to step on
Yep.
anything, I guess.
When you get to the main room, you hear the scritching of like damaged electronics shorting out. Again, the lights are half broken, so the lighting is not super duper clear. And what you do see is you'll see Marcus Wilhelm's upper body. I'm not gonna get graphic because of TOS, but let's just say he's head first in the ceiling, hanging there very much limp and very much dead.
Like, uh, how over the line is this?
Um, Somebody was definitely sending a message. Again, I'm not gonna get too gory because of TOS, but um, not all the wounds were done with a energy weapon. Somebody took a blade to this guy and made sure to leave a message.
Hmm. I mean, if it's bad enough that you can't say anything about it,
Not more than that, anyway. I don't want to make
y-
anybody uncomfortable.
yeah, then Orta would probably leave very, very quickly
Yep.
and not close the door. He's just gonna leave and head to the elevator, I guess, and
Yep.
gather himself again.
As you exit and run away very quickly here, um, I need you to do me three things. Actually, one thing first of all. Can you give me a quick?
Uh-huh.
Are you just like rushing out, or
I'm in a state of vague shock, so
okay? Then that's
like
fine.
I'm just
Um,
I'm just leaving.
yep. Can you give me a little insight check real quick?
A natural 20 for 27?
You immediately notice your data pad, which is linked to your comlink, beeping as a message comes out, onto the screen. Something along the lines of, "I'm quite satisfied. That message was sent loud and clear. Please find attached the blank registration for your ship. Pleasure doing business with you." And it is signed Boadu the Hutt.
Or Urta's just going back
Yep. Meanwhile, while
as
he's
he
doing
puts
all of...
away.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Up, you're headed back.
He puts away, yeah, just headed back, puts away the data pad, and just sort of.
Okay.
It's that weird mix of relieved because he didn't have to do it, and just like real sad and traumatized that he saw it and that it did happen.
Okay. I mean, yeah, goody goody two shoe
Yeah.
Jedi living in Jedi Academy most of his life. First encounter with, cold blooded murder. Understandable. Um, on that note, though, Mibel and Mibble, sorry, and Davi, you guys were about to head out to go shopping, if memory serves, correct?
Yep.
Okay, what do you guys do? Oh,
Well, we'll go.
sorry, guys, one last little detail. Each of your accounts, when he does this, so for you guys, it's right in the middle of your shopping trip. Um, your personal comlinks are going to blink as each of you have 1,500 credits deposited into your accounts.
Each. Damn.
Each. Following the confirmation of Marcus Wilhelm having been terminated. So yes, you guys were going on a shopping trip. Now you have money for it.
Thanks.
Okay.
Play with the timing a little bit when necessary. Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Neville
Davi wants
isn't
to.
going to question it. That's for sure.
We'll get there when we get there. I'll make a comment when we reach that halfway point in our shopping trip.
Yep.
What kind of supplies did you want to pick up, Nibble? I need some clothing at least, but we should probably also see what other things we can get for either the ship
I think clothing is definitely one thing. We're also going to need food and water.
So basic resupply, clothing.
Yeah. Make sure the ship is fueled up as well.
There we go. Fuel, thank you. Very good.
So I think those are going to be our high priority items, and then maybe see what else we can find that might help us out in the long run.
Yeah.
Okay.
So while Davi goes to look for like clothing and stuff, I will make sure the ship is refilled.
Okay.
Oh, Davi's going to stick with you because she needs someone to go clothing shopping with her.
All right. So we'll go.
Unfortunately,
have
oh, sorry, I had.
We'll have the ship refueled while we're going clothes shopping.
Okay. So the refueling here, and this is going to be just a flat rate that I'm going to give you guys every time you're doing a hyperspace jump, is just going to be good old 500 credits here. Nothing too crazy.
Yes. You want to split that, or how do you want to do that?
He'll pay for it this time. You can pay for it next time.
Got it.
Makes sense.
Okay.
When we go clothing shopping, it's going to be a lot of what color is this? Does it go with this color? She can't see color. She is colorblind.
Yep.
She also can't really see the clothes very well. What does this look like?
Is this clothing light side or dark side? I can't see if it's red or blue. Yep.
So you pretty much are going to have to help her dress.
Right.
Yep.
Out of habit, she avoids anything that's blue.
Okay.
Because that was Navi's color.
Okay.
And out of habit, she'll gravitate towards anything that you describe as purple.
Very good.
So at this point, it really doesn't matter anymore.
Neville
You could
would
also
just
do what
pick-
you want. If you tell him that you want to dress her in all the different colors, so head to toe, she'll be in all the different colors head to toe. She don't know the difference.
Neville will at least pick up like maybe 2 or 3 vests that fit him.
Okay. And so good enough in the sense that between Mibble and hopefully a clerk that, give me a minute to roll a d20 real quick, a clerk that thankfully is willing to be helpful enough not to just kind of leave you to your own devices and ring you up for a bunch of horrid looking clothing. You will end up with, a decent variety of clothing of different styles too, in that sense that you could potentially purchase here. More like stuff that's more functional, a little bit more form fitting, so it doesn't get caught in ventilation shafts or whatnot, so you're not getting all tangled up with so robes that are maybe a little bit more form fitting, more looser stuff too for when you're just kind of lounging or getting around the ship. Different maybe like hoodies and stuff too, because being a Miraluka, you kind of maybe want to have this a little bit more hidden. But long story short, you find enough regular clothing here that you're able to constitute yourselves a decent enough wardrobe for a reasonable enough fee here, combined for both of you and potentially Orta, if you guys decide to pick up a few extra things, it'll be about 300 credits.
I'll pay for that.
So like 100 each type deal,
And maybe
Yeah,
for
I'm definitely
Brick
picking
as
up
well.
Orta's clothes.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we got a clothes brick.
Yep. Okay.
I
What
swear,
do you
if
get for
guys
Brick?
get Orta
This one I
copies,
want you to actually tell me. What do you get? How are you dressing up Brick?
Probably a leather jacket and
Yeah.
some pants.
Some jeans with the big cowboy belt buckles.
Okay. You're giving him a
his
bit of
leather
a
jacket.
solo look kind of thing from what I'm understanding there. Okay. Ish.
Yeah, a little bit.
I can see
Ish.
it. I can see it. All right. Good enough. Yep. So considering you guys have decided to dress up Brick, in almost a solo fashion, I mean that's very cool and cool looking. You find a bantha leather jacket, which real bantha leather they say. You have no way of really knowing if it's true or if it's synthetic, but you do find some bantha leather jacket and a couple of, like you said, belts and then buckles with a pistol holster for his blaster pistol, and
Well, yeah, we had the
Given a
he had the thing from his brother that
yeah,
Zoro's character picked up.
correct. Oh, so then you're not getting that for him. Got you. All right, and
give him a variety of shirts too. Some of the t-shirts, some are like the men's tank top, thicker tank tops.
Yep. Very well. And so, you guys have effectively dressed out most people. Considering you're buying for Brick too, though that it will be 400 again, as it's about 100 each.
We should probably pick up some for Master Garm as well,
and potentially Zuri, maybe? Question mark.
Yeah, Zuri. Yeah, we'll pick up something for
Zoro
everyone.
completely forgotten.
Yeah. So that's gonna be another 100 for each of them, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I've marked it off.
So yeah, perfect. Okay, so yeah, you guys have gotten the supplies. You've gotten basic supplies for the ship. You've refueled it. Everything's basically set. As you guys are ready to go, I'm gonna ask you guys one last thing before you guys take flight here. As control, right? We'll ask Mibble ship designation.
I take it that's for the ship name.
Correct.
I think Hobo should deliver that.
Go for it.
If he can remember what he named our ship.
Ship name Second Shadow.
All right. So the ship has officially been re-registered now as the Second Shadow. And on that note, you guys deliver that and the new quote-unquote registration of the ship to to the authorities of the orbital shipyards here. And on that note, they do give you guys the green light to leave your berth, leave your docking area. On that note, the ship will take flight, and you guys will feel a lurching, twisting sensation, in your gut here, in your abdomen, as it'll jump into hyperspace, finally able to resume course towards Tython. The first step, or official step anyway, because all this was just a side quest. The first official step to you guys completing your journey here across the stars. I want to do the intro for Tython, but I think we're going to need to wait for Zoro for that one.
Fair.
So, as you guys are flying there, I will give you guys one more long rest for you guys to train or do anything that you want to do with that long rest. You guys will also, having completed this huge section, been into big fights and surviving, of course, the very entertaining encounter you had with Boadu. You guys will reach level 4 upon this rest here. And you are going to be leveling up upon this heavy rest here, this long rest. So that's going to be the level up. That's going to be a long rest. You feel free to work on anything you guys want to work while this long rest is happening. And upon that note, just let me know if you guys are working on anything so I can add it to the notes. And once that's done, we're going to probably wrap this session up a little bit early today, not because I want to, but again, just because it makes more sense story here to wait for Zoro to continue on with our adventure.
what's it called? Mibble will ask Orto, how did the task go?
Orto will telepathically say someone did it first.
Oh,
And
well,
yeah,
you
and
know
he
what?
just looks fucking haunted.
Okay, we're not going to talk about that again then.
As you guys are talking and having that chat in what I'm assuming is the command room, um, you see Master Garm kind of walk in, and as he's walking in, he just kind of pockets his comlink and his data pad, and he kind of looks at you guys and he says, "So, I'm assuming the chips, considering we're airborne, that the problem of our registration has been resolved, and we've resumed our course for Tython, yes?"
Yep.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yep.
Well, hopefully with this fresh new registration, Republic forces won't shoot us out of the sky thinking that we're, Dathomirian Night Brothers. And we should be able to resume our search here once we get to Tython.
Right.
So, Mibble will go back to making. I think he already made the flashlight mod for his weapon, right?
Correct.
Okay, so he'll add it onto his weapon as well as do more work on that repeater mod.
Okay, give me the tech roll for it, please.
That is going to be a 24.
Okay. By this point, you have effectively fixed it. Part of the repeater mod was unfortunately damaged beyond repair. So you repaired it best you could considering what it was. But the way this thing is going to work is whatever weapon, well, energy blaster weapon, that you apply it to, what it's going to basically do at this point is it'll give you an extra attack
Okay.
with that weapon. So, provided you don't have any extra attacks, you'll get 2. When you get your extra attack, you'll actually effectively have 3, and so on and so forth. However, that attack will... that extra attack will come at a -2 penalty to hit.
Okay.
Which maybe you can offset with scopes or stuff like that in the future.
All right.
But hey, free extra shot, right?
Mm-hmm. He'll also going to add that to the bowcaster as well.
Yep. One little thing too, though. If you do roll a nat 1 when firing that extra shot specifically, the weapon will jam and it will require a full round to be, well, unjammed for lack of better terminology. Yes. Okay. Orta, are you doing anything with your wrist?
I
Beyond meditating, of course.
am training this time.
Okay.
I'm gonna continue training in athletics.
Okay. Can you give me a quick little athletics roll, please?
Okay. 8.
Okay.
I love
Nice.
rolling a 3.
Right. So add that. What's your total at again? If not, I'll pull my notes out.
I'm at 16 of 30, I think.
Yep, it is 30 for the first 60 for expertise. Okay, cool. So you're almost proficient in athletics.
I'm already proficient.
Oh.
I'm working towards
Oh,
expertise.
sorry. Other way around. Yes. Okay, that's fine. Okay, cool. So yeah, you've already got the original 30. You need the extra 30 to get it there. Okay, that's fine. For a total of 60. Okay, good. That being said, okay, Tam, anything your character is doing while we're flying?
She's gonna be spending some time meditating, probably about 50-50 of her time meditating, and the other time doing some studying, and she's going to continue to advance her survival skill.
Oh, is that what they call hanging out with Brick? Got it. I'm just kidding.
Baby!
I need to survive.
You will.
I will survive! Okay. So, yeah.
Depends on what you're surviving.
Right?
How built is brick?
Dodge! If you can dodge a brick, you can dodge a
Sure,
dodgeball.
that's where I was going. That's where I was going with
Hey, look,
that.
I gotta survive TOS over here, okay? But
If
yes,
we can talk about Death Force 3, the naked flying man.
that's fine. So that being so that being said, yeah, you're gonna work on your quote unquote survival skills, as that's what the kids call it these days. Roll me survival, please.
I'm just rolling d20, right?
Yes, please.
Okay, and adding survival.
Yep.
That's going to be a 22.
Okay.
Did I survive?
You said 22, correct? Yes, you do survive, and you know you'll stay alive. That being said, you had already worked on survival, correct?
Yeah,
How much did you have accumulated then?
11 so far.
So that plus... Okay, so you've actually made it to proficiency in survival
Oh, sweet.
at this point, correct?
I'm gonna mark that off as proficient.
There you go. As all that nerding,
This is my
reading,
next thing.
quote-unquote, reading survival books has worked in your favor so far. Very good.
I've already decided what my next one's going to be, so that
Yes.
works out.
So that being said, at this point, you've all kind of done your little end of the day activities, and you're all basically ready to kind of, I won't say retire for the night, but just kind of wind down, maybe play a couple of board games, whatever it is you choose to do to occupy your evening, as the constant hum of the hyperdrive kind of lulls you guys to sleep as the day does wind down to an end. And I think that's where we're going to end the session, allowing you guys to rest before you get to Tython at the start of our next episode, which will be Tuesday, 2 weeks from now. Same time. Hopefully we'll start on time and I won't be having hardware issues, and we'll be able to start on time next time, because that's going to be a doozy of a session. And we will be normally starting at 7:30 PST, 7:40 if I'm running a little late, but normally 7:30 PST is when we start. And on that note, if you guys enjoyed what we did today, do make sure that you check out our other shows, which we do have. I don't know how to do the link, so I have to manually look them up. Just give me 2 seconds. Yep. And here we are. Roll back up to the thing and to the announcement. Oh, thank you. Yes. Somebody knows how to use the bot. Thank you, Tam. I appreciate.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So as you can see, our shows that you guys have been long used to have changed a tiny little bit. Destiny Forge is no longer Tuesday, as that's us now with Star Wars. It is now on Monday. You've got alternating Thursdays between Tricorn Isles, which is our pirate D&D nautical campaign, and Mass Effect Horizons, which is basically a 5e of Mass Effect. Thank you, Junior the Nerd. It was nice having you, by the way. And that being said, on Saturdays it's still Withered Wastes and Wayward. That's a mouthful every time. Wayward Wanderers, Wawa for short. And then first Saturday of every month we've got Behold Lore. So you got a little bit of science fiction, a little bit of post-apocalyptic, a little bit of Star Wars thrown in there, some pirate shenanigans, and of course the channel's flagship Destiny Forged, all bundled up for you guys to enjoy. So I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I sure as heck did. And I'll be seeing you all in 2 weeks for the follow-up to today's session. So thank you very much, guys. Have a good one.
Later.
Bye.